Reflection nothing but whenever the light is hitting a medium, boundary of a medium, this is a boundary of the medium. The medium, which medium is here? Inside of the room one medium is there, outside one more medium is there. So whenever the light is hitting this medium, what happens? Nothing but it will reflect back into the same medium, it bounces back into the same medium. That is a reflection phenomena. If it is not bouncing back, it is still entering only, then what is that phenomena? Refraction. Okay, once the light is crossing the boundary, that is a refraction. Whenever the light is bouncing back from the boundary, that is a reflection process. Okay, na? That is a major difference between them. This is a reflection. Again, loss of reflection will be there. Already you studied in your schooling. Loss of reflection. In that loss of reflection, whenever you see, I have taken this as a boundary of a medium, boundary of two mediums which is separating here. Then this is a normal drawn for the boundary, and then on that a ray is incidenting like this, incident ray, and then next what happens? Reflector, it will reflect back, that is a reflector ray. Okay, now what this first law will state nothing but all the incident ray, normal and reflected ray will lies in the same plane. So here I, N and then R will be in the same plane only. Next second one is whenever you see the angle of incidence, that is how much will take? I, angle of reflection is R. Angle of incident and then angle of reflection with respect to the normal will be same. You might be seeing that the angle of incidence is always equals to the angle of reflection. Correct? This is the second law of reflection. First law is the incident ray, normal and then reflected ray will be in the same plane, and also angle of incident is equals to angle of reflection. This is important. Then this is about the loss of reflection, and you have to get mainly idea about the object. In object, two types of objects will be there. One is real, another is virtual. We will have different methodologies for this. Real, virtual, erect, inverted, this and all will be there. So here real nothing but what happens whenever you see for the this one object and then image. Object belongs to the incident rays, image belongs to the reflected rays. So that might be real or that might be the virtual. I will tell you the difference also. But you have to mainly remember that object belongs to which rays? Incident rays. And then image belongs to reflected rays. That is what you have to mainly remember. Now I said object belongs to the incident rays nothing but I will take a point object in front of the plane mirror. I have taken a point object like this. Now what happening nothing but always, for example, you just consider object as a torchlight only. Whenever you are placing the torchlight in front of the mirror, then what happens? All the light rays will come like this, right? Like this all the light rays will come. In that you have to consider only the last edges rays only. Like this you have to consider. In between also so many are there. Number of rays will be there. But in that 2 or 3 rays are enough to draw the ray diagram. Okay. Now I have considered the 2 last edge rays here. Now whenever you see this incident rays are intersecting at one point, that point only the object. The point where incident rays are intersecting with each other, that point is the object here. Clear? So here whenever you see the diagram, here at the object only they both are intersecting here. So that is the object. Then whenever you see from the loss of reflection, angle of incidence is equals to what? Angle of reflection. Here the ray is reflecting back. Then here also the angle of incidence is equals to angle of reflection, the ray is reflecting back here also. Then this is the object I said, and image nothing but what I said, image is nothing but it is belongs to which rays here? Reflected rays. The intersection of reflected rays is known as the image, the intersection of the incident rays is known as the object. Okay, that is the main difference between them. Incident rays intersection means object, reflected rays intersection nothing but that is a image. In that again virtual image will be there, again real image will be there. I will show you the virtual image here. So here these are the reflected rays. I said intersection of these two. Can they intersect? There is no chance at all. So what I have to do nothing but I have to extend them to intersect. Where they can intersect means I can intersect them here. correct? So this is the image. Actually this reflector rays are intersecting means what I said, image, but I am extending nothing but this is which type of image here, virtual image. This is not happening in reality, I am making it to intersect. So virtual image nothing but these two rays, whenever you observe, they are appearing like they are intersecting here. The appearance is known as a virtuality. Reality nothing but whichever we can touch, whichever we can feel, that is a reality. Virtual nothing but you might be seen in this COVID time, we have seen that virtual meeting, virtual classes. Virtual nothing but we are feeling like it is a real, but we cannot touch it. Whenever you are just watching a video, we cannot touch them, but we can feel them. So that is what the virtuality meaning. Virtual nothing but these rays are appearing to intersect here. That is a virtual image. Next one is whenever you see virtual objects also will be there. Here really the rays are intersecting, that is a real object. Virtual object nothing but, for example, from somewhere the rays are coming like this. Rays are incidenting like this. Can they intersect anywhere? They are coming from the larger objects. For example, whenever you see, I am just standing here, and then whenever I see a mirror which is there the larger distance, I cannot see the image as my size only. I can see only smaller image. Nothing but what happening here, the rays are coming from the infinite distance and then they are falling on the mirror. So at that time I cannot intersect them here, I cannot intersect at all. So what I have to do nothing but I have to extend them. Whenever I extend, my object is lying here. Why? Because these are which rays? Obviously incident rays. Whenever I extend them, I can form the object. Which type of object that is? Virtual object. Now from the laws of reflection, the ray is reflecting back like this. Here also the ray is reflecting back like this. The intersection of reflection rays is what? Image. Which image is this one is? Real image. Why? Because really they are intersecting. They are not appearing, they are really intersecting here. So only this is the real image here. This is the virtual object. This is the real object. Why? Because really rays are coming from that. So that is a real object. And then here the reflected rays are appearing to intersect here. That is a virtual image. You got idea about that, right? Yes, these are very important. Why? Because they will give all the options same only, but they will give virtual, erect, and then real, that and all. There only you might done the mistakes also. Clear? Huh? Right, that reflection. Incident ray bounces back into the same medium, when it is falling on a boundary which is separating the mediums. That is a reflection. Next, laws of reflection. Right, that capital I, capital R and capital N. What are those? Incident ray, reflected ray and normal drawn to the boundary. Lies in the same plane. Second law of reflection. Next one. Angle of I is equals to angle of R. Angle of incidence is equals to the angle of reflection. Draw the diagram. First diagram you draw. హలో సార్ కాల్ చేశారు సార్. అదే మరి ఉన్నా కూడా నేను ఉండకపోవచ్చు. పడుకోండి కొన్ని 6 స్టార్ట్ అవుతుంది. అదే మరి ఏంటి నేను బయటికి వెళ్ళాలి కదా నేను రాకపోవచ్చు. అదే ఈరోజు ఆబ్జెక్ట్ లేకపోతుంది. ఇలాగ సిరీస్ క్లాస్ ఉంటుంది. ఇప్పుడు క్లాస్ స్టడీ అవ్వాలంటే క్లాస్కి అయితే తెలిస్తే ఎగ్జాక్ట్గా ఉంటుంది. కన్ఫర్మ్ 7:30 సరే ఓకే ఫినిష్డా. నెక్స్ట్ ఆబ్జెక్ట్. ద పాయింట్ ఆఫ్ ఇంటర్సెక్షన్ of incident rays. Point of intersection of incident rays. Real object. The point of incident of the real rays. Point of incident of the real rays, that's enough, real rays. Then virtual object. The point of intersection of extended incident rays. The point of intersection of extended incident rays. Image. Point of intersection of which rays? Reflected rays. Point of intersection of reflected rays. Point of intersection of reflected rays. Next one is real image. Write that real rays, you write point of intersection of reflected real rays. Next one is virtual image. Point of intersection of extended reflected rays. Write the note point. Object belongs to incident rays. Image belongs to reflected rays. Draw the two diagrams. Draw the rays properly. ನಿದ್ದೆ ಬರ್ತಾಯಿದೆ ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೆ, ಬರ್ತಾಯಿದೆ ಸರ್ಕಲ್ ತನಕ ಬಂದಿದೆ. ಕರೆಕ್ಟಾ ಯುವರಾಜ? ಏನಪ್ಪ ಉದಯ್? ಡನ್. Next, angle of deviation. What is the angle of deviation means? See that whenever the incident ray is falling like this, it has to go like this only, right? But what happening? It is not going in that way. It is deviating and then reflecting back. That is the deviation here. How much angle it is deviated? Actually, its path was like this. It has to come directly like this. But it is not coming here. What happening? It is reflecting back. So that this got deviated this much of angle. How much that angle is? You have to find out. How much? This is, it has to come like this, no, actually, but it is deviating nothing but how much angle, total angle is here? 180. Very good. This total angle is 180 degrees. So that total angle is 180 means, can I write it as I plus R plus delta is equals to 180? Yes, sir. Then delta is equals to what I can write? 180 minus I plus R. But what laws of reflection states? Angle of incidence is equals to angle of reflection. So that I is equals to R. Then what I can write? Delta is equals to 180 minus 2I. Otherwise, delta is equals to 180 minus 2R. Understand, right? Anything is possible because I is equals to exactly R. Copy that. Angle of deviation. Properties of plane mirror. Next, finished that one? Draw the diagram also. Write little point. You write. A ray is deviated. Ray is deviated from its path by delta and reflected back into the same medium. Reflected back into the same medium. Reflected back into the same medium. That's the angle of deviation. Next, properties of plane mirror. So here, properties of plane mirror means always one property is true, that is, whenever you are placing the object in front of the mirror at a distance of x, then where the image will be formed? Where the image will be formed? At what distance image will be formed from the mirror? X only again. The object distance is equals to the image distance. So that here image will be formed at the same distance only, this is the image I, x only again. How it is possible? How it is possible? Mirror is only this much, no? Right? Mirror is only that much. How it is possible? See that whenever you just see, I am just standing here. For example, that wall is the mirror. So my image also has to form backside of that wall, behind that wall at the same distance only. At the same distance, how can you know that is the same distance? Why? Because mirror is very thin. How can you know that is the same distance? Nothing but you can see along with me, you can see this bench, this table, this tripod, everything. You are understanding or not? So that is covering entire this much of distance in the behind also. You are understanding or not? So that I am standing in reality, I am the object. So that I am standing in front of the mirror. I want to see my image. My image is again forming at that distance I said. But that is forming, where it is forming? In mirror only. But the mirror is very thin. How it is possible? Nothing but it is not forming not only my image, it is forming entire thing. Whatever the distance, even this floor also will come in that only. So nothing but it is covering how much distance? Whatever the distance I am standing, behind that also it is forming same images at the same distance only. So that always for the plane mirror, angle of not angle, that is distance of the object is equals to distance of the image. Clear? That is about one important thing. Next one is, we called it as field of view. What is the field of view? Nothing but, what is the field of view? The region where the human eye can detect the image. For example, whenever I see, I have the mirror at this height. I am standing here only. Real mirror is there at this height, like this. Mirror is there. Now, whenever I stand here, I can see this floor there. Whenever I am seeing from there, can I see that floor in the image? I cannot see it. Why? Because that is not in the field of view. You can do this experiment also in your normal mirrors also. Whenever you are standing, this is the mirror, you are standing nothing but you are viewing only this much of range only. You understanding or not? You cannot view this image, right? You cannot view that image. Why? Because this is a field of view. You understanding or not? For example, I am the mirror, nothing but this is my field of view. Whenever the eye is present, human eye is present in that view only, can see the images. For example, just mirror is there like this, and then the observer is there that side. For example, Uday is the observer. Then I am standing here, this is a mirror. Can he see the images? He cannot see the image. He can see the image which are that side. Okay, why? Because this is a field of view for the straight image. For example, I am saying about this is a mirror, nothing but I can see this bench, nothing but you people whoever are sitting in front of me, they can see these benches and then all these people. But the people whoever sitting here, they can see the image of that people. Why? Because their field of view is different. Here this people field of view is different. Clear? That one you can do the experiment. Clearly you can do the experiment in your hostel rooms only. Whenever you consider the mirror here, in front of that mirror whatever is there, the persons who can see that nothing but who is standing just in front of that only. The persons who is standing exactly here, they can see the images of this side of objects only, not the straight objects. Why? Because they are not in the field of view. This one experimentally also you can find out. So the field of view nothing but the range where the human eye should present to detect the image, particular images. For each range that will be different field of view will be there. So that is a field of view. So this is a field of view nothing but, for example, if I say I have taken a plane mirror like this, then whenever the human eye is present here, this is human eye. ಮೇಡ ತಡಿ ನಿಮ್ಮಯ್ಯೇ ಇದೆ. Whatever, leave. So that this eye will have the field of view like this. So this field of view nothing but this eye can see the images of this side, actually this range. This eye can detect the objects of this here. You are understanding or not? Why? Because this eye is in the field of view of this object. So that this object image will form here, that image can be detected by this eye. Okay, whoever are just standing here, they cannot see this image. That is completely different. Whenever you do the experiment, then you can understand it very easily. Everybody do your experiment and then you just ask your friend to hold the mirror and then view the objects. You just stand here first of all and then see what you are able to see. You go here and then you see what you can able to see. Okay, now observe that. That is a field of view. Then that is about the plane mirror. Then write that first. Plane mirror properties. ಏನಪ್ಪ ಮಿರರ್ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಮಿರರ್ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂದರೆ ಇವ್ರ ಕಣ್ಣೇ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಮಿರರಪ್ಪ. ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಸಿ ಇಂಟು ಹೀಸ್ ಐಸ್. ಇವ್ರ ಐಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಅವರು ಶ್ರೇಯಸ್. ರೈಟ್ ದ್ಯಾಟ್. ಪ್ರಾಪರ್ಟೀಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಪ್ಲೇನ್ ಮಿರರ್. ಪ್ರಾಪರ್ಟೀಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಪ್ಲೇನ್ ಮಿರರ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆರಿಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾ? ಇಲ್ಲಿಂದನೇ ನೋಡಿ. ಇದೇ ಎಸ್, ದಿಸ್ ಒನ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಕೀಪ್ ಇಟ್ ಆಸ್ ಅ this one also mirror only. For that I can see this. Whenever I stand here, I can see two windows there, that window and then this window. Whoever are sitting in middle, can you see two windows? Only one window. Why? Because you are not in the field of view. The people who are sitting in that side, they are not able to see which one. Both you are seeing. In which side? This side. Actually I am seeing that side. Okay na? So that the field of view is different for different people, not different people, different regions. Plane mirror. Properties of plane mirror. The object distance and image distance. The object distance and image distance from the mirror are equal. From the mirror are equal. Next one is, just draw the diagram, simple diagram. And one more property in this only, the line joining between the object and then image, how it is oriented for the mirror? Perpendicular. That's it. The line joining the object and then image will be perpendicular to the mirror. Draw the diagram. Write the second point. The line joining object and image will be always perpendicular to the mirror. Line joining object and image will be always perpendicular to the mirror. Then next point, field of view.